Welcome, friends. Today we're exploring the Four Brahmaviharas, the sublime states of mind taught by the Buddha. These are loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. Let's dive in and see what the Buddha himself said about cultivating these qualities. The Buddha emphasized the importance of developing these four states of mind. In the Digha Nikaya, he says, "He dwells pervading one quarter with a mind imbued with loving kindness, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above, below, around, and everywhere, and to all as to himself, he dwells pervading the entire world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will." The Buddha then repeats this formula for compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. This shows how these qualities should be developed boundlessly, extending to all beings. But why cultivate these states? The Buddha explains their benefits in the Anguttara Nikaya. Monks, whatever grounds there are for making merit productive of a future birth, all these do not equal a 16th part of the liberation of mind by loving kindness. The liberation of mind by loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth, bright and brilliant. He goes on to compare loving kindness to the radiance of stars versus the moon, and the moon versus the sun. Loving kindness outshines them all. Now, let's look at some practical examples of how the Buddha taught these qualities. For loving kindness, we have the story of the Buddha pacifying the angry elephant Nalagiri. As the intoxicated elephant charged at him, the Buddha suffused it with loving kindness, causing it to become calm and gentle. For compassion, recall how the Buddha cared for the sick monk whom others had abandoned. He washed and tended to the ill monk himself, showing that compassion must be paired with action. For sympathetic joy, there's the tale of the Buddha praising Ananda's virtues before the assembly, demonstrating joy in others' good qualities. And for equanimity, we see the Buddha's response when his own clan, the Sakyans, were massacred. He remained balanced, neither overcome by sorrow nor seeking revenge. The Buddha also gave practical advice for cultivating these states. In the Kakachupama Sutta, he instructs, "Monks, even if bandits were to sever you savagely limb by limb with a two-handled saw, he who gave rise to a mind of hate towards them would not be carrying out my teaching. Herein, monks, you should train thus. Our minds will remain unaffected, and we shall utter no evil words. We shall abide compassionate for their welfare, with a mind of loving kindness, without inner hate." This shows how these qualities should be maintained even in the most challenging circumstances. The Buddha also taught that these states lead to favorable rebirths. In the Sankhya Sutta, he says, "Then, monk, the person who has practiced loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity, if he does not penetrate further, is headed for rebirth in the company of the Brahma gods." However, the ultimate goal is not just a heavenly rebirth, but liberation. The Buddha explains in the Metta Sutta, "By not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world." So while the Brahmaviharas can lead to heavenly rebirths, when combined with wisdom, they become a path to full awakening. In conclusion, the Four Brahmaviharas are powerful states of mind that the Buddha encouraged us to develop. They bring benefits in this life, lead to favorable rebirths, and when coupled with wisdom, can contribute to full liberation. As the Buddha said in the Itivuttaka, "All the means that can be used as bases for right action are not worth the 16th part of the liberation of the mind through loving kindness. The liberation of the mind through loving kindness surpasses them and shines forth, bright and brilliant." So let's take these teachings to heart and cultivate these sublime states in our daily lives. May all beings be happy, peaceful, and liberated.